the LSU Tigers, the Bayou Bengals, Jaux Tigers? Well, these guys have been the best story in college football.
Go Tigers!
You know, college football has been dominated by Clemson and Alabama and Ohio State, but not anymore. Obviously, if you've been watching college football this year, you've heard about Joe Burrow and, of course, the iconic Ed Orgeron. I feel like Ed Orgeron has taken over college football due to the fact that everybody had doubted his team, and he's a fun-loving guy, and obviously, we all love his voice.
Go Tigers!
Like after LSU beat Alabama, the speech he gave to his team in the locker room made me want to run through a wall.
Beat their in recruiting! We're gonna beat every time they see us!
And I also said that I would stop watching Ratatouille, the greatest movie ever, to run through that wall. Go follow me on Twitter for some excellent Ratatouille content. LSU said enough with everyone else this year, and they went out and beat all the good teams. But before I begin, today's video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is a turn-based RPG that is done right. I know you've already heard about Raid because the game is everywhere, but there is a great reason for it because Raid is one of the top 3 ranked RPGs on the Google Play Store. It's also free to play, you can't beat that, and it's just been nominated as a finalist for the Google Play's Best of 2019 Users' Choice Award. The game is extremely popular with almost 15 million downloads in the last 6 months. So what exactly is Raid if you haven't heard of it? It's an epic dark fantasy done right, a hero collection turn-based game with over 400 champions for you to collect and personally customize. Raid is adding more than 16 new champions every month, so there's always new strategies, new balance, and new warriors to play with. Get tons of free champions, equipment, and other cool stuff just by learning how to play. Those missions help you progress in a fun and easy way, while you get extra rewards for each mission. And the best part, once you complete the missions, you will get one of the best legendary champions in the game, the Arbiter. So what are you waiting for? Go to the video description, click on the special links, and you will get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program to start your journey. Good luck, and I'll see you there. So who exactly did LSU beat this year in their magical season? Well, they beat Texas when they had a brief moment of being back. They beat Florida, they beat Auburn, they obviously beat Alabama, and then they went on to beat Georgia in the SEC title game. LSU has some elite wins and obviously deserved the #1 spot in the playoff. But how the heck did LSU turn it around so quickly? Back in the day, Nick Saban coached them to a national title in 2003, and when he left, Les Miles came in and got them to a title in 2007. But the program slowed down thanks to the resurgence of Alabama, and Les lost his step, and the Bayou Bengals made a change after the program kept declining. And on September 25th of 2016, defensive line coach Cookie Monster took over the Tigers and things got better. Now the defensive line coach becoming the head coach is not a sexy move, but it is when your man is Coach O. Coach O was the head coach before in the SEC from 2005 to 2007 at Ole Miss. He also spent time at USC with Pete Carroll, and then went back to USC, and then became the interim head coach in 2013, and went 6-2 with the team. But USC didn't believe in him because of his voice, and he just didn't fit the LA brand. So he had a chip on his shoulder and found his way to LSU, and then got promoted to head coach, and here we are. Now the big reason LSU has done so well this year is because of Joe Cool. Mr. Burrow, Mr. I don't need a cell phone because I got a game to play. Joe Burrow this year has been on fire. He's been incredible. The man is having the best season an LSU quarterback has ever had. Joe transferred to LSU from Ohio State, and I said earlier in the video I'm from Ohio, and I gotta be real, I hate Ohio State. So Joe Burrow being a Tiger, I was like,
Thank you guys, go Tigers!
Because I still support my Ohio boys despite me hating Ohio State. This year Burrow has had a 77.9 passing completion percentage and a 201.47 efficiency rating. Burrow has thrown for 4,000 yards and had 40 touchdowns this year and really has had the best year QB has ever had in the SEC. And this kid is well on his way to becoming the #1 pick in the draft. Joe Burrow has been incredible, and LSU is now offensive U because it's almost a guarantee they score every possession. But what is the true secret to the turnaround at LSU? It's this man, the other Joe Cool, Joe Brady. Brady is the team's passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach, and he came over from the Saints after a year with them, and just in his first season at LSU, his spread offense has shattered LSU and college football records, and has turned Joe Burrow from a good college player into the #1 pick. You never hear a word from Joe because he sits in the coach's box all game, but his addition to LSU is what's put them over the top. And this year, he won the Broyles Award for the best assistant coach in college football. And keep in mind, he's not even the team's offensive coordinator, and he's in his first year. And the three-headed monster of Joe Burrow, Joe Brady, and Coach O is what has made LSU have a dream season so far, and could eventually get them to the national championship. Their defense is peaking at the right time, they get to go back to Georgia for their playoff game, and if they make the title game, that's in their own backyard at the Superdome in New Orleans. And I really don't believe LSU is going anywhere anytime soon, because they had a top 5 recruiting class this year, and next year, they currently have the #3 number 3 recruiting class. The problem LSU is going to run into is trying to keep Brady there, and then it's going to involve who comes next after Joe Burrow. But these things happen to everyone in college football, and I believe in what LSU is doing. But for this year specifically, the involvement of Joe Brady's passing game ideas, the evolution of Joe Burrow and his Heisman season, and obviously, the fun-loving Ed Orgeron has created a 3-headed monster, and LSU has its sights on becoming the alpha in the SEC. And with that, go Tigers.